I'm Miss Haiti with Why Be Confused? Because life is already complicated, so why live it in a trance? And today, we will be talking about the dreaded third shift. Yeah. So anybody who works a graveyard shift like I do, know that it's not the prettiest thing. Because I do live in Nigeria and work a computer job that's still located in the US, I have to deal with a time difference, and that has me working a grave shift. I currently work from 11:30 p.m. and anybody who works graveyard shift knows that it takes a toll on your social life. And not just your social life, but your sleep and your sanity. Like, I'm literally going against my biological features. So how am I supposed to keep my brain working properly? It's okay, because I have some tips, like some actual tips. So stay with me, but before we go on to that, I need everybody to comment. Tell me what type of shifts you're working, because I kind of think my 11:30 to 8 a.m. is the worst, and I'm pretty sure I have you beat, but it's not a competition, but it's kind of a competition. Let me know, I want to see. So one of the most important tips that I can give you is having a good system with your job and employer. Because I don't care what anybody else tells you. If you don't have a good working system with them, then you won't be able to do anything, because your life is always going to be chaotic and it's always going to be changing and fluctuating, and you'll never be able to feel calm and at ease. So one of the ways I do that is with my availability. I don't ask my boss, oh, I can have Wednesday or Tuesday off of work, because I don't play those games. My time off is guaranteed for me, and I need to keep it structured so I can keep my life structured. How can you plan on having a smooth life if your schedule's not even smooth? So I go ahead and put that in my availability. I currently take 3 days a week off: Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Now, I work a 32-hour work week, and I do that for other reasons that I'll talk about in a later video. But that's what I need to do to make sure I am okay and I am safe. A lot of people fall into the guilt trip, which is basically a company saying, we need you for X, Y, and Z reason, so you have to be here. No, I don't just tell my boss I'm available for 8 hours a day, almost 4 days a week. I actually extended it to 10 hours. So that way I can still get 40 hours. If they still need somebody to work 40 hours, I am still available to work 40 hours. But they choose not to use me for that. So that is their decision, because I guess the work needs or the business needs don't demand it. That is not my issue. That is not my fault. Nowadays, people are ashamed, and truly ashamed, of taking time off to go to the doctor. Why? Because corporations have made us feel like we are responsible for the corporation, even though we don't benefit from it. Now, I'm not gonna go on my whole corporation spiel, but I want you to think about this. You are the only person, and I'm gonna say this again, you are the only person who's going to think about you. You need to invest in you. Writing down that availability. These days, I am not available to you. I'm not available to the world. You may see me at Walmart. You may see me at a party. It does not matter, because I am not available to you. Can make your life so much easier, because then you can start building a system from there. Sleep. Now, you're already working against your natural sleep cycle by working a third shift. So getting your rest during the day is so important. And oftentimes, we put other people before us, so we don't really allow ourselves the real amount of rest that we need. One of the things that I do is I actually make myself get into bed at 2 p.m. That's 9 hours before I have to work. Now, I work from home, which means I don't have a commuter time. If you do have a commute time to work, factor that in and give yourself 9 hours. That sounds like a big chunk of time, but it's needed. Because again, going to sleep in the middle of the day is not easy. If you're anything like me, if there's even a glimpse, a peak of sun, you're wide awake, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, no matter how sleepy you are. And I just can't live that way. You can't live that way, because you will shut down halfway through work, and God forbid you're working with any heavy machinery. So make sure you're in the bed 9 hours. You give yourself 9 hours of sleep. in bed by 2. I may not fall asleep until 3. I generally have the TV on. Now, I know a lot of people talk about don't sleep with the TV on because it messes with your brain function. I understand, I hear them, I understand the science, but I still do it. So if you were like me and you were sleeping with the TV on, at least turn it down low. Put a sleep timer on it. I generally try to put a sleep timer on for an hour to 2 hours, so that way I can make sure I'm asleep by 3. And 2 hours every now and then when I'm feeling a little more energized and I want to wind down even further. This is so important because you want that TV off so it's not interfering with you in your REM stage. But if you need it to coax you to sleep, I absolutely understand that because I grew up on military bases and silence is weird for me. Now, the most important part about your sleep cycle and making sure that you sleep properly for these shifts is alerting your friends and family that this is a do not disturb time. And I know I'm going to get pushback because people have children, people have parents, people have spouses, and I understand it is not an easy thing to do, but you have to do it for you. You have to invest in it for you. You need to make sure that you set this time aside for just you and that nobody bothers you during this time, or you will shut down. You will get sick. You will be a horrible person because have you ever met someone who hasn't slept? And you won't really be good at your job. So even though you're working graveyard shift, how long are you gonna have it for? You're crouching, crouch. So again, sleep. Make sure, do not disturb. Shut off the phone, shut off the friends, and let everybody know I'll be asleep at this time. You can talk to me again when I wake up around this time. And that's it. Is your social life? Okay guys, so this is the hardest thing to maintain when you work third shift, because most of the time when you're working, your friends are in bed, and when you're in bed, your friends are working, and there's very little lapse over time, right? For you guys to really enjoy each other's company. But one of the things I do, even here in Nigeria, is I have weekly or bi-weekly outings or events scheduled with my friends. So that could be either eating brunch in front of Facebook Messenger and enjoying each other's company while we both have a glass of wine on either sides of the world and just talk all day. Or I play Magic the Gathering with another friend. I play Sims with another friend. I have something scheduled out with at least one friend every week or bi-weekly. I try to do every week. So that way I can keep up my social activity and I feel like my social load is full. Now, another thing to do with this is have time for just your family. It's good to have friends, it's good to have family. So my husband and I spend Thursdays, one of my days off, doing fun things. We go to the movies, we'll go shopping, or we'll just go out and have some type of event where we'll watch a movie or something of that sort. Anything simple, just that's him and I. I don't talk to anybody else during this time because that is he and I time to make sure that we are getting the social aspect of our relationship covered and secure. The last thing I can say is have some type of activity that you look forward to. Like me, I like dancing, so every Wednesday I do dance. And I prefer to dance with my husband back home because then I can go full out. And every Wednesday I do look forward to doing that, and I dance by myself. But you could do a class, you could do games, you can go to the park, whatever that activity is, find something that you enjoy. So the 3 for social life is 1, have a weekly or bi-weekly scheduled event with a friend. 2, have a weekly scheduled things to do with your family, or at least schedule time to do things with your family. And 3, have something to look forward to. I want you to think, I'm working this week so I can get to Wednesday. Once I get to Wednesday, everything will be happy, I will be rejuvenated. And then keep being able to have things like that. If you have those 3 things to do for your social life, you have more to look forward to. And the graveyard shift doesn't end up being so daunting for you. All right. It's going to be your self-care. And I found the best thing to do for my self-care is a morning routine. I personally do mine right when I get off of work because that's technically morning. So I get off of work at 8 o'clock. I take like 5 minutes to like breathe for a second, and then I go right into my morning routine, which includes working out, reading, Bible study, whatever it is for you. Create a morning routine. Now mine is 2 hours long, but again, I don't have children. I only have my husband in this house, so I don't have too many responsibilities in this moment. If you do have more responsibilities in your life, I say do at least 30 minutes of do not disturb me time. So that gives you 2 do not disturb times in a day. 1 for your morning routine, and then the second one for your rest. And that is so important. It's gonna be hard to set those boundaries, trust me. I had those difficulties just setting it up with my husband and my neighbors. But once you do, your life is so much easier, so much more relaxed. And that's all I have for you guys. I hope that this helped. I wonder, like, are there any things that you liked about this? Any things that didn't help? Did I say some things that you haven't heard of? If so, go ahead and put it in the comments. I'm actually looking really forward to that. Like, I can't wait to interact with you guys. So hopefully you guys do put things in the comments. Again, subscribe, hit the little notification so that you can get all my little bells whenever I have a new video. I am new, but I am trying to come out and like speak to you guys and be as transparent as possible. I want to thank everybody for everything that y'all do. And thank you again for listening to this random chick talk about her life and give you pointers. And again, have a great day, guys. May you have all the butterflies and rainbows that exist on this earth. Bye.